I don't have the space
anymore.
or capacity right now to like read up on every vegetable and harvest them around you right now. Like, I really just can't.
Don't do that.
I should have been allowed to drink cold orange juice like every other kid.
But don't you even worry. Got a pistol for my nightstand.
You're looking like daddy's little Ginkgo biloba tonight.
I hate you. There are cathedrals built for those with asses to sit in them.
Take this! Hey, I'm Nicole.
That's Nicole.
And I'm Jake.
That's Jake.
Who's that?
And this is Talk Nasty
to me. I can't lean back because it hits my high pony.
Now you know what it's like to be a woman.
This sucks.
You know what? It kind of smells like weird in here.
What do you think it smells like?
It smells like wrong dog in here.
No. Are you serious? Yeah. That's actually not good. We need to call the fire department because I think you might have a leak.
If it smells like wrong dog?
Yeah.
Do you like know what wrong dog is?
Yeah, I do. I said this I literally did wrong player 2 weeks ago. Do you remember that?
But wrong dog is funnier. Just say
it's
it.
not.
Just say it so that people can like understand it. Because what if they're not catching on?
I feel like you need to give people the benefit of the doubt.
No.
They get it. They know what wrong dog is.
Say it.
Because you wouldn't say what's wrong player to me.
You're not going to ask what's wrong dog?
What's wrong dog?
Where do I start?
That's your response. That you didn't plan if I actually had said what's wrong dog?
No, I didn't think that far.
Oh, okay. You're like, he'll never.
Today, Jake and I were like, oh, we should 100% do tinfoil hats because we were inspired by Los Bronies podcast. Los Bronies, as if they're like
Bronies.
They love My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
Los Brownies podcast, and they had the funniest TikTok ever.
We sat and we laughed at it for about 20 minutes.
It's because they were like, do you remember what the Pillsbury Doughboy looks like? And we just have to show the podcast.
And she goes, yes, love him.
Do you remember the Pillsbury Doughboy?
Yes, love him.
Raise your hand if you remember him like this.
Yeah.
What if I told you he never looked like this? And to this day, he does not look like this.
How does he look like?
What if I tell you that this is actually what he looks like?
Jake's blonde again.
I'm blonde again.
Well, first of all, you got your hair dyed blonde in the last podcast.
And then I
episode.
got extensions.
Oh my god, it looks really good.
Thank you. I actually did them myself.
I can tell.
Sorry, they're a little dry, so they might sound weird when they move around.
Yeah, I can barely hear right now with my
really
mine. Yeah, Jake made me a little babushka cap made out of tinfoil. I will be keeping this.
How? It's gonna be destroyed.
Oh, don't you worry.
There's no way.
I will be keeping
Preserve it.
Don't you fucking
Preserve
worry.
it. I think that I just want to thank Donghua Jinlong for everything. Do you know who Donghua Jinlong is?
I don't.
The makers of food grade and industrial grade glycine.
Why?
Are you not on that side of TikTok?
No.
Oh, everybody's been talking about Donghua Jinlong.
Really? Because you didn't even know what Donghua Jinlong even did. You had to check your phone.
Industrial and food grade glycine. I don't know what else there
What
is
is
to
glycine?
say. It's really important stuff for our society. You should be, and Donghua Jinlong is the main distributor of.
But what is it?
It's
what is it in?
It's in every. It's in
glycine.
Glycine. It's in everything. Yeah, it's important. Is my ponytail falling off?
No.
You're not on Donghua Jinlong's side of TikTok.
No, but clearly you're also not on glycine TikTok because you don't even know what it is.
Are you on glycine TikTok?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you maybe had the.
Wait, what is glycine?
Glycine is
You don't know. Stop answering that.
It's in. I don't know what else there is to say. Donghua Jinlong.
Oh, thank God. Now I know.
What is it?
It's an amino acid that has a single hydrogen atom on its side chain.
Okay. Yeah,
thank
basically.
God.
That's what I was trying. I literally was trying to explain that to you, but you kept interrupting.
Why is this relevant?
It's really important. Everybody's been talking about it on TikTok.
Is he okay?
Donghua Jinlong. It's a company.
Oh, I thought it was a person.
They're okay. In fact, business is better than ever. Everybody's talking about them.
They're all okay?
Yeah,
they as in
they're
one
non-binary.
person or well
Donghua is
I'm just
non-binary.
I'm not gonna argue because I'm clearly outnumbered.
You're so evil.
Jake, you put that down as well.
No,
Jake and I, I love those TikToks that have just screenshots of various different.
Oh, I spent
tweets.
many hours in my bed reading those.
My favorite one is white foam coming out of my mouth. My foam, because that is something that I would say, and everyone just keeps going. what does that... You have either two responses. One is, oh, that is you, Nicole. Or, what does that mean? And the people who really know me will say, like, oh, that's so you, Nicole. Because if I had white foam coming out of my mouth, I would say, my foam!
It's true. And in a personality test you took recently, it was like, what's more important to you? Your family, your stuff, or your...
Foam.
Whatever. And I was like... And you answered your family, and I'm like, it's your stuff, unfortunately.
It's my foam.
It's your foam.
My foam! And I would say it exactly like that.
It's true. I feel like maybe your chairs would be like a better also like answer to that question of like what's really important to you.
I'm over my fucking chairs.
You are?
Yeah, I'm over them.
Oh my god. She'll never sit down again.
I can't. My sciatic nerve isn't letting me.
Really?
Yeah.
God, all these chairs. There are cathedrals built for those with asses to sit in them. And you don't have it.
They brought up at the ass doctor at my physical therapy, because I go every Monday and Wednesday, and they like massage my ass for me. Quite literally.
Inside?
Inside what? Inside my ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play with my butt.
Okay, good.
And like they're sitting there playing with my butt, and they pull up.
Is insurance covers that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I do pay a copay, but
Oh, okay.
but like $50 to play with my ass,
Sign me up.
like that's like a bargain.
Yeah, that's great.
It costs more on Groupon to do it at other places.
Really?
So like I'm
I
totally
trust you.
cool
I
with
trust
50.
you on that. Like, I feel like you're very experienced with like that.
Oh, I'm not playing with my ass.
No,
They're
I mean
playing
like
with my ass.
you're experienced with finding people to play with your ass and like where to find the best deals. So.
Yeah. Well, they've been like really helping me, but they pulled up the podcast thumbnail for like last week
Where I was bald.
where you were bald and I had no eyebrows, and then one really old guy in there, and that's like not offensive. It's just a fact. He is really fucking old.
Okay.
There's a lot of really old guys there, and like I really do love them all. And I will
You like old people?
Not usually, but like in this instance, yes. Like I really do like the old men at physical therapy, because there's one that's like really, really kind, and he always goes, "Goodbye, ladies," and then he's like Winnie the Pooh, and he like never has his pants on. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
And then there's another one that was like, "You have a podcast," and
He said exactly like that.
yeah, and then my physical therapist was like, he does not talk to anyone, but now that he's heard that you had a podcast. And then they were all like, should we play it? Should we play it? Should we play it? And I got like taken back to middle school when people asked if they could, and by people I mean like my 7th grade English teacher asking if she could pull up my YouTube videos up
For the
on
class
the
to
screen.
watch?
That
I'd
was
be
the
mortified.
Imagine if they had pulled up my fucking guinea pig videos and my Judas music
Your
video.
CNC cage videos.
I would have lost it. And I just like got brought back to that place. Like literally, like I was like frozen in time. Like I had like the 1,000-mile stare, and I said, I will leave right now. Like while you were playing with my butt, I will leave midway through so that you do not pull up my
No
fucking
pants.
videos.
Like
no
wall
pants,
over there?
Winnie the Pooh style.
Yeah.
I will leave.
Wow. And did they?
No, they respected my
Thank God.
my boundaries. Thank God.
I feel like though if there was an episode for people to pull out in like just like a random, ass play office, it would be last episode. Like I feel like it was genuinely like appropriate and funny. So.
If everyone there is getting their asses played with.
I know you're not in the most vulnerable position. Someone else is.
Yeah. And it's not like we're all getting our asses like played with all at the same time. It's like
They take turns.
they take turns because
round robin?
there's only so many physical therapists there to help at one single time.
Oh wow! I feel like that would be a very sought after job.
You gotta like go and like play with your own ass for a little bit, like do
Damn.
exercises on the side.
We've talked about this, but like I find physical therapy to be incredibly like embarrassing.
I don't.
Not because like of what it is, just because for me when I go in there, I'm like I don't belong here. Like I am a person with like who isn't paralyzed from the waist down. Like
Oh, so you think you're able-bodied?
Trying to learn
well, you
to
know what?
walk again.
Something tells me that someone who's paralyzed from the waist down isn't exactly going to physical therapy to learn how to walk again.
maybe they are.
Maybe they could be.
They're
maybe
they're
could
recovering
be.
from
They
their
could be.
paralyzation. Is that a word?
I don't know if you no.
Paralyzation?
I don't know. Then maybe okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm pretty
like,
sure that's occupational therapy.
Oh, if somebody is learning to walk again?
think so.
Oh. Okay, well, I definitely don't belong at occupational therapy. Like,
You're like, trust me,
I
I
can
can
walk.
swallow and walk and hold a pencil really fucking well.
Yeah, better than
Than most
People
of the people
there.
in here.
in here.
That's like so fucked up. Well, like the voices.
Oh.
That's so fucked up.
Oh, in there.
In here.
Okay. What's fucked up?
Just like you, like thinking that you're better than people who like can't walk.
I'm not saying I'm better. I'm just saying that I don't want to waste the time of like doctors who are really needed by other people, like who have like ailments and things that they need to work through. Because when I'm at physical therapy, I'm like, there's the 80-year-old woman next to me who is like, you know, having trouble like lifting her arm. And I'm like, oh, my knee kind of bugs me. It hurt.
I think that I deserve my ass to be played with as much as the
You
guy
do.
next to me.
That is for a fact. You deserve your ass to be played with. Yes. I don't need everything. You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
need knee play.
I don't need knee play. It's embarrassing though sometimes. They're like, all right, sit on this ball and like, you know, bounce up and down on it for like a few hours or whatever. And I do that.
They
and
made
then,
you do that?
Yeah, they did.
And that's supposed to help your knee?
They filmed it.
Were you wearing clothes?
No, well, like, yeah, I was wearing
Winnie
a
the Pooh
shirt.
style. no pants.
I was wearing a shirt.
I like that outfit image, like Winnie the Pooh style kind of outfit, like shirt, no pants.
Winnie the Pooh is the king of the crop top. Like, he actually came out with crop tops before anyone else.
He's the king of getting his ass played with.
Stop,
Sorry.
don't say that about a children's cartoon.
Well, it's not. It's just about him.
Think about him sitting down, like in the forest.
Hi, that's
much
so painful.
possibility, like, there.
That's so painful. They should have given pants, no shirt.
I bet you an episode of like Winnie the Pooh and Friends like covers that topic. They're like,
what
happened
it's like to sit
to-
with no
to
pants on.
Yeah, like what if he like sits and like a stick's there? Or
That's
something?
like a really big issue. My mom, like anyone who is Polish or European or just
I'm really curious what you're gonna say right
do
now.
you not know about this?
No.
My mom swears up and down if she sees me ever sitting on a tile, like on my hardwood floor, especially on tile or concrete or the sidewalk or like anywhere outside, she's like, get the fuck up, you're gonna get a UTI. Like, she swears up and down that you're gonna get a UTI.
Just because you're sitting on a tile, like butt ass naked?
Not butt ass naked, clothed.
Oh, okay.
Clothed.
Okay.
She swears that you can get a UTI from that. Like, as a little kid, I was not allowed to sit on the wet grass or on the grass or
Wow.
on concrete or a sidewalk or like sitting on a step. Fucking forget about it. She's like, you're gonna get a UTI. And like, when I was older, I confronted her on that because I was like, that's like the same way I told you about how like I confronted her about like how she used to heat up my orange juice and like my milk for my
Yeah,
cereal
yeah.
because she used to do that. And I was like, that was very evil and suspicious of you to do. Same way that I was like, you know, that's like not really a thing. Like, you can't get a UTI from sitting on tile. She was like, yes, you can, Nicole. When you sit on the ground, you're making your genitals cold. If you're making your genitals cold, it's going to go up to your bladder. And that whole entire, like your whole urethra and everything, and your whole route from your bladder to your urethra to your genitals and everything, like it's all going to be cold. And if it's cold, you're more susceptible to bacteria. And if you're more
happens
susceptible
during,
to
like,
bacteria.
cold weather?
Oh, we have UTIs all year long. Well, not
I'm
all
just
year
saying,
long,
like, you're not
just like
sitting
all
on a
winter
tile,
long.
but like you're like it's cold out.
Yeah, it's really hard for me. Like December, January, and February.
You're full of UTI.
It's constant UTIs
Damn.
because my genitals are cold. Because I have to be Winnie the Pooh style and not wear pants. It's hard.
Wow, you should get mittens for your ovaries.
I know, no, but that was like a serious thing, and I like hated that was like a rule with my mom because all these kids got to sit on the grass, and there I was standing.
Yeah, you
Like I was really,
you really had a troubled childhood.
yeah, and then I was picked on.
You know what? That's probably why you have sciatic nerve pain from standing so much. Like always, just like standing around.
That's why
and
like
never
sitting is so painful. It's because it's like my generational like trauma, and it's like my ancestors like coming
Yes.
into my body to remind me that like I should not be sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
I should be in an upright position at all times. Like sitting and laying down on cold surfaces is the scariest thing I could do. That's why I need to constantly be active or standing. My ancestors are looking out for me.
God bless.
Thank you so
God
much.
fucking bless.
Thank you so much.
That was like the craziest. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that.
What?
That you got like a UTI, that you would get a UTI.
Do you
from
want me
sitting
to
on the
call
ground.
her?
No, I mean no. Like if you want.
Oh,
to.
you don't want to call my mom? Oh, you don't respect
Well,
my mom?
I just talked to her.
You don't respect my mom?
I don't want to. No, call her.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm with Jake.
Good.
Do you want to tell her what you're doing, Nicole?
Well, say hi to Jake, Mom.
Hi, Jake.
Hi. Dzień dobry.
I'm telling Jake about how you used to heat up my orange juice and my milk for my cereal when I. Did you say shut up?
Oh my gosh. Everybody has to know what I did.
I don't judge you.
What did you say, Mom?
I did a good job.
Because she was scared I was going to get sick
I would like heated.
if I had
Milk
cold
for-
orange juice.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, but
That's not that weird.
don't you also believe that sitting on tile or on concrete or anything cold will give you a UTI?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Don't beat around the bush now. Tell us what you think.
Why?
Go and say it, and you will see after a couple of days you are not going to have it.
You think Jake would get a UTI?
Jake, probably. I don't know how it's with that man.
It
But
depends.
but it's because why you said because like my bladder gets cold.
You put it down. That's what the doctors are saying. For the girls, they're not supposed to sit down on the concrete or cold stuff like metal.
Why?
Why? Because you putting down the temperature of your what is called that?
Genitals?
No. Gdzie kawę dzisiaj robię?
What?
Gdzie kawę dzisiaj robię?
Where?
W łazience.
Why?
Żaden prąd wyłączył.
Okay, bye, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Do you know what the last thing that she said to me
No.
is? She goes, do you know where I'm making coffee today? And I'm like, no. And she goes, the bathroom. And I'm like, I said, that's what I said. I said, why? She goes, Adam turned off all the power in the house.
What's in the bathroom that can give her power?
Co mało, będziemy filmować, co?
Oranż juice był zimny z lodówki.
I should have been allowed to drink cold orange juice, like every other kid.
Not you confronting your mother right now.
Bye.
Okay.
Do you know what she said in Polish? She goes, the orange juice was cold when it came out of the fridge. Yeah, like God intended.
Orange juice are found out in nature. Orange juice is naturally like a warm thing. It's in tropical climates.
Fuck that. God intended for me to have a nice cold glass of orange juice before school while I watch Family Matters
Like,
on
you
TV.
confronting your mother about this. I should have been able to have cold orange juice growing up.
Like everyone else. Instead, I had my rights
This is
taken
your
away from me.
trauma.
Wasn't allowed to sit down and wasn't allowed to have cold orange juice.
Damn.
It was a rough childhood.
That's really hard.
Forget all the dad stuff. Like, people ask me all the time, like, what are you doing in exposure therapy and in PTSD and trauma therapy? Like, are you talking about
You're
what happened with your dad?
confronting cold glasses of orange juice.
I'm literally sitting there and talking about how difficult it was for me to have my first sip of cold orange juice because I didn't feel like I deserved it.
Have you had cold orange juice since you moved out?
Hell yeah!
Okay, and
That's the first thing I bought.
you're like, apartment? Check. Cold orange juice? Check.
I said, I don't need anything
One
else.
hefty glass for me.
Speaking of which,
Where did you get that?
don't you worry. I have one just for you too, Jake.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Just one? I don't get
do.
more.
I have more in the fridge.
You do?
Don't you worry. I've been loving Magic Mind for the last few months, and I have actually been drinking it every morning before I go to the gym. Main ingredient is ceremonial grade matcha, but also has adaptogens, nootropics, vitamins B2, B3, B12, C, and D.
Oh my god, you're pounding it back. You didn't even cheers me.
I really like it.
Oh my god.
And it also boosts energy and focus, crush procrastination, elevate mental clarity. That's one of the main things that they say, that it helps with elevating mental clarity.
And you know, that's been like really important for us this week because Nicole and I have been on the grind, okay, with working.
I've been using Magic Mind for like a few months now, and I use it especially before the gym, when I wake up in the morning. And Jake has been trying it now for 7 days. Thank you so much to Magic Mind for sponsoring today's podcast. They have a limited offer that you can use now that gets you up to 48% off your first subscription or 20% off a one-time purchase with code NR20 at checkout. And you can use the link that is either on screen or you can find it in the description. Thank you, Magic Mind.
Thank you, Magic Mind. Did you hear what I said before you called your mom?
Nicole's the type of person to say,
Take this! While she like punches someone or attacks someone.
you know what? I have been watching Stranger Things recently. I've been in a low point.
Did you see like the thoughts and like the energy?
What did you call them?
Thoughts?
Don't call women that.
I'm saying my thoughts.
Okay, now you own women?
Just talk what you wanted to say.
What thoughts? What women?
Did you see them leave my brain when you said that you've been watching Stranger Things? Like,
Yeah.
Did you see my eyes glaze over? It's
Yeah.
like I know what's happening.
I've been liking Stranger Things a lot recently, but the reason that I started watching it is because I've been really liking Chappell Roan, and then I was listening to Chappell Roan's new song, and then all the comments were like, oh my god, she sounds like Kate Bush. So then I started listening to Kate Bush again. I was like, oh my god, I love Kate Bush. And then I was like, oh my god, this reminds me of Stranger Things. And then I was like, oh, I should rewatch season 3 and 4. So I rewatched season 3 and 4, and then I was like, oh, I should start from the beginning. And so I watched season 1, 2, 3, and 4 again. And Nancy. That's where I was going with this. Nancy, all the time, like every single time that she pulls out a gun, like for like a Demogorgon, she's like, go to hell! We're like, take this!
Exactly. And she looks just like you.
Aw.
And so it makes sense. Like it tracks.
My
You would
favorite
say
is
that.
when 11 in season 4, when she's like holding Vecna up like by his throat or something. She's like, hi.
Hi. With the blood coming out of her nose. Hi.
Hi.
That's so sweet. I will not be rewatching that show.
Oh, you should.
Okay, well. I liked what you said in your last video about Jojo Siwa.
What did I say? I said a lot of things about Jojo Siwa.
Yeah, you did. No, what you said. Did Jojo Siwa ever actually care about bows?
No, because it's a real question. Did she?
No, like, because I feel like she just kind of gave up on them.
Yeah, where are they? She did a whole giveaway. There's a TikTok literally of her giving away like a whole entire like huge Tupperware container to fans. I don't know what's ever called those. The huge containers, the huge like plastic containers. What would you call them? Are they Tupperware?
Bins?
The bins, the big ass bins.
Bins?
I don't know because they're like large versions of food Tupperware storage containers, and she had a whole thing of them with bows, and she was giving them away to fans, and they could just take them. And she's like, from my personal collection.
Okay.
Was that good?
Yeah, that was really good.
Thank you.
And they were just full of bows. You know, she has like over like 1,000 SKUs of bows. Do you know what that means?
Yes, like different like colorways and stuff.
Yeah, like yeah, isn't that crazy? That's a lot of bows.
I've never seen one in store. Not once. Not a single time.
Exactly. You'd think she'd be putting that shit out, but she's not because she
they're,
never cared about
they're
bows.
in like Claire's and Walmart and stuff.
She used bows to get to where she is now,
I
and
think
she
so,
won't
too.
even thank Bose for what they've done for her.
I love Bose. Like my Bose headphones are so good. It was the Quiet Comfort 75s.
Yes.
Shout out to Bose. I really actually care about Bose.
Yeah,
she never
you're-
fucking cared
you're-
about Bose, but I get questions all the time about like, what's your headphones? What's your headphones? And I'm always like, Bose. It's Bose.
Bose. Bose. It's Bose. We're changed people right now. The podcast took a turn after we.
I'm not changed.
I'm changed.
I feel, if anything, like I'm more advanced because I feel like the tinfoil is helping me keep like my thoughts in my head.
Yo, it's keeping the gamma rays out that have been affecting our brain during the podcast, and like now
Where are the gamma rays coming from?
We are speaking. The government. And now, look, we've defended ourselves. So the two of us, we actually see truth right now.
You know what? I have been saying that I've been seeing truth for like since I like
because
5
you've been
minutes ago
wearing-
when you put my bonnet on.
It's because you've been wearing your your defensive babushka cap.
No, honestly, I do feel like my thoughts stay in my brain. Like I feel like normally, like when I don't have this on, like my thoughts like leave my head and disintegrate, and then like I always struggle with like I start a sentence and then like I don't remember what I'm talking about, and then like we're like 45 minutes into the podcast, I'm like, oh, by the way, that thing that I talked about like 20 minutes ago, I'm not struggling with that today. Like I'm on topic because my thoughts are staying within my head, and like you know what I mean? Like they just bounce off the aluminum foil and then come back inside. I'm going to start using this all day, every day. If you see me walking around with a tinfoil hat on my head, mind your fucking business.
No, because you're legitimately
Oh.
experiencing the truth right now.
And if you're a man who commented on my video and said that you saw me walking outside, just know that I considered actually getting a gun license for a quick second because you said that you saw me walking to the gym.
This is the perfect time for me to do my bar of Jake's bi-weekly bar.
Is it about me getting a gun?
It's called...
Guys,
Nicole said something yesterday, and I was like, that would make a great song title. And then I was like, I would make it into a rap.
Before your bar, I need to clarify, I'm not getting a gun. Unless you're an intruder, then I already do have one, and a lot. In my house.
Heavy firepower.
There's so many firearms in my house right now. If you are thinking about breaking in, hurting me, just know I got that thing on me.
She keeps it strapped. This is perfect. This is called Pistol on My Nightstand. And it's fake.
That's such a beautiful Lana Del Rey song.
Yeah. I bought a pistol for my nightstand. Okay. Wait, I forget how this goes. Okay.
You wrote it.
Heard you coming up the stairs, bet you never... Wait. Heard you coming up the stairs. Okay. Heard you coming up the stairs, bet you never thought I'd plan. But don't you even worry, got a pistol for my nightstand. Bang, you're dead. Bang, bang. Oh, look, you brought a friend. Got you in my sight, saw his ass going wide. I got your stain on my bed. Damn, it's double homicide.
That's me gonna kill the person who said that they knew where I was and walking to the gym. And if you were that person, then I'm not actually threatening you, but I'm just saying, like, just watch out. Just don't ever do that again. Don't ever tell me that you saw me in public ever again. Actually, don't ever fucking perceive me out in public ever again if you're a man. If you're a girl and you're like, I saw you and Jake walking the other day, that's totally cute and fine.
Someone has said that.
And it was totally cute and fine.
Totally cute and fine.
But if you're a man and you said that you saw me walking on the sidewalk, then I have to talk about you in therapy, and then my therapist has to talk me out of getting a pistol.
And don't say that on a YouTube video.
Don't do that.
Don't say that to the public.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't perceive me.
Say it to my face. Don't say it to my face.
Don't say it to my face. I keep that thing on me. I have it strapped. Pistol on my nightstand.
Pistol?
And in my holster.
In my holster. Where's your holster?
Don't worry about it.
Oh. They haven't found your gun since playing with your ass at the store, so I would assume it's pretty deep in there.
I don't want to expose who it is, but there was someone who I would get a service from. Okay, I make it sound weird. There was someone that I got like a beauty service from that told me...
Vagina Max?
Yes, okay. The girl who vagina maxed me, who I would go for all my vagina maxing...
Whole Foods.
My vagina maxing services and appointments. She like flat out told me one day, like while she's doing a service for me, she's like, oh yeah, I have a gun right now in my purse. And I was like, you have a license? She's like, no. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna stop asking questions. And she's like, you just don't know. And then she was like telling me that she would always like give me the drama. And I was always so into it. Like I would never talk about my own personal life, but she would always talk about her personal life and be like, yeah, and this guy threatened me. And so I flat out was like, I literally have a gun. And I was like, oh my God.
It's like that TikTok show where it's like, I'm glad you all came. I have to tell you, I have something to tell you. I have a gun.
I hate those like little screens that there's some like certain creators that do these things. They're like, choose one of the options. And it's like cute, like little aesthetic, like Y2K photos. And then
then you swipe to the next thing and it's like, you died.
No.
Oh.
It's like, you have to choose between one of these four things. You can only pick one. Anyone.
Oh,
anyone who's reading this thing.
Go ahead.
You have to pick one of these four things. And this like personally attacked me. One last sleepover with your cousins when you were young.
Damn.
To sleep in bed with your parents again.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough for you.
Why? Because you think
Both
I
of
only
your
have one?
parents?
Oh, fuck off. I don't know if I've ever a day in my single life ever slept in bed with both of my parents.
Choosing that option.
Well, yeah. So, okay. So
Maybe
this is
just
a
your
little
mom.
easier for me. Like I have an option of three. Experience the last day of school before winter break.
I love that one. That's a good one.
I think I would like literally like...
You can do that again.
I
if you
would
just
disembowel
go back to
someone in
school.
order to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I would
Like that
disembowel
was
someone
like...
just to be able to like do math homework in a cafe again.
Okay, you're really like, you know what? But here's the thing about you that you don't realize. You can go to a cafe and go on coolmathgames.com. You don't
Matthews, that
you don't
counts.
have to like re-enroll at Temple University or like
I'm on
academia.
level 163 on run 2.
You know that you can go to a cafe and do times tables, right?
You can do that? I wouldn't get kicked out. Today I went to a cafe and I just watched Hunter x Hunter for 2 hours.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was really nice.
One last sleepover with your cousins when you were young, to sleep in bed with your parents again, experience the last day of school before winter break, to forget what they did to you.
Damn, that's so funny. To forget what they did to you. You never want to forget that, though.
I always lay.
Why did you laugh at that? I'm being very
You said you
serious.
never want to forget that?
You don't want to forget bad things that happen to you. People, they've made you into who you are, and
Isn't that a fucked up thing to say to someone who has like experienced like severe trauma and be like, you know what? The murder of your grandmother really was like it made you into who you are today.
I think that's like the premise, like the actual lesson in most movies
Is what?
is that like your trauma has like created the person that you've become, and like not that you're like better off for it, but that
Eternal
like,
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind like proved that like you can be better off without like the
that's not
trauma.
true. They got back together.
Oh, did they?
They ended up. You didn't even watch the movie. No. Spoiler alert. They get back together despite not remembering each other.
In
In fact, actually, they're doomed to repeat their mistakes. Actually, that's literally the premise of the movie, is that because they forgot that they were never, or that they were together and how bad that relationship went, they still ended up together and they're repeating their past mistakes.
my eyes glazed over.
I hate you.
There's like 4 things that'll
Stop.
make my
Don't say this shit again. I swear to God.
Jake telling me
I hate
board
you.
game
I hate
rules.
you.
Telling me a premise of a movie. I know for a fact I would be a better person if I
You forgot what they did to you?
Yes.
Okay. You're probably thinking of like some very specific like thing.
No.
I don't know then. What are you thinking of?
Anything. Like
I feel like I would not be a better person. I've learned so much in my life.
I'm pissed at you for that one time for that thing that you did.
Oh, okay, there.
I know what
and
you
wanna
did.
forget it?
Yeah.
Okay.
One last sleepover with my cousins when you were young. Listen, my cousin from England is actually oh I'm so sorry for ruining my babushka
How
bow.
could you?
My cousin from England is actually coming to visit me soon. And so I will have a sleepover with her very soon. And so like and the best thing about her is that like sleepovers, even though we're 24 years old, feel like we're like 12
Do you guys have pillow fights?
or like 7. She would beat the shit out of me when I was a kid. But like she did worse than pillow fights.
She's honestly, I've met her. She seems like she'd beat the shit out of you when you were a little kid, in the best way.
When we were in England, she's like, "Let's see who's stronger," and then she grabbed me by the arms,
Pile drive you.
and she was a lot taller than me, and she took me down, and I cracked my head open on the concrete. My mom was like, "Nicole, stop being on the concrete for too long." It was crazy.
Get up! You're going to get a UTI. You're like,
Oh my god, I'm
You're
like
like,
bleeding out.
let me pick up my brain as well off the sidewalk.
I know. I think about that, like how much that probably did to me. Me,
I
like
think you're fine.
I don't know about that.
Why?
I don't know. To sleep in bed with my parents again. I don't like it to, like, I love my mom so much, but if we're ever like laying in bed together, like if I'm showing her TikToks or we're hanging out or something, she does this thing where she rubs her feet against mine. And I know it's like a nice endearing thing, but she's like, "Come on, it's nice." And I'm like, "No, like stop it."
That's a mess. That's so funny.
That's not because she's my mom. That's just because like I'm very scared of feet. like she's like overstimulating me.
That's so funny though. That's cute. She's funny.
So like to sleep in bed with my parents again, like I'm okay. Like
Yeah,
I can do without. Experiencing the last day of school before winter break. Like I said, I would disembowel someone.
Just a bowel is crazy. That's literally
I mean it.
That's the craziest thing.
Just know that I'm really serious.
I believe you. I would also
I
really
love
like to
the last day
experience
before
that.
winter break.
But then I hate the like countdown of winter break. You're like, ugh, I have 7 days left.
So you're like a pessimist?
I'm just like a person who's rational, I think. Go ahead. What's that?
My
What are you
phone.
doing?
Oh, nothing. It's just so that I have easier access to my notes.
Oh, okay. What were you gonna say?
Like something crazy and fun that I did when I was in high school.
Oh, okay.
It's like a huge secret that I like remembered recently. Like I had a flashback. Like normally, like when I think about my time in high school, it's all like black and I can't remember any of it. But I recently like had a flashbulb memory, which is like crazy.
I'm so happy for you that you're remembering things.
This is a big deal.
It's a really big deal.
Big day for Nicole. When I was a senior in high school, there was a page that got posted. It was like one of those mean, like, snark pages about our high school. So someone was posting and, like, would say, like, really mean things, or, like, I think sometimes even secrets about certain people. But, like, it was, like, fucked up stuff. Like, it would be, like, outing people, or, like, calling people, like, annoying, or, like...
You did go to Euphoria High.
Oh, I fucking went to Euphoria High.
Yeah.
And it was just out of nowhere, and it was really weird. And it was a very niche group of people. It was the people that I, like, associate myself with, which were, like, the kids who are, like, in musicals, and, like, the art kids, and, like, the kids who, like, sang and dance and shit. And that was, like, the very specific group of who it was.
Who would, like, be, like, the target of all of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't...
They weren't, like, the ones running the account.
Well, no, my high school was very big. Like, my
Yeah.
graduating class was, like, 900. But it, like, you had so many students that you could potentially talk about. You could talk about the popular kids, like, any of the athletes, anything. But they specifically targeted this, like, one group of people. Mm-hmm. And everyone, every single day at school was like, who the fuck is this? Like, who is this Twitter page? Like, what is this? And it was called something along the lines of, I forget what it was, but our mascot was a canary.
Okay.
And it was like something like the Canary Council, or like the Canary, like some name like that. Like the Canary Communist. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
It was like something like very specific like that. And I, being like the white knight, I was like, I'm going to make things right, and I'm going to save the day. I'm going to do the anti of this, and I'm going to make an account with a similar name, but I'm going
to left it alone.
I'm going to compliment people.
You should have left it alone. No offense. Like, that's the most annoying.
Why?
That's the most annoying pick me shit ever.
Oh my god, but I was anonymous. Pick me
You
shit.
were like,
I wanted to uplift people.
You were like, one day, you moved your like
My side bang.
your little side bang. Like one day, I'll reveal to everyone that it was me who was, and that's today. That it was me who was complimenting.
No,
people.
I got
And then
outed.
I'll be okay.
So I made this like a fake. I made this Twitter page and like whatever, and I'm like complimenting people, and of course I like compliment myself, so it's not too obvious. Like,
Yes.
like I'm like, Nicole, you're so cool. But like I just like all the people that got talked about on this, like it was a very awful, mean like Twitter page, because it was like quite literally like ruining people's.
Jessica's a whore. Jessica has chlamydia.
It's one thing to be like, this person is annoying. It's another thing to be like, this person is in the closet. Like, that's another thing. Like, you know, you don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And why do you look around like that? Because you probably ran a Twitter account like that in your high
No,
school.
I never outed anybody. I was outed in high school.
Were you really? Ew, your Ariana ponytail, the way that it moved. I was outed.
Can you tell?
And anyway, I made like a rebuttal page, whatever. One day I'm in the shower. Me, a bitch who like will answer the phone all the time when I'm in the shower because I have no self-respect.
Okay.
And I get a call.
Like a FaceTime?
No, it was just
Oh,
a phone call. But like no matter what, I would answer every notification when I'm in the shower. Now I'm like, don't even think about it.
That's true.
But before, I really would answer every single text and phone call while I was in the shower. That was like weird.
You got
I
your
think
phone
that,
wet.
yeah, but I think it was instilled in me because my boyfriend would be like, "Why aren't you answering me?"
Oh my
like if I'm
God,
like
yeah.
gone for 10 minutes. So anyway, this guy calls me, and who's like in this niche micro. I should just say like the theater club, this niche micro community.
I think that's like the third time that you said niche micro, and it's like when you're like so like alternative that like being niche or micro is not enough.
I
like,
know.
You're niche micro.
He calls me and he's like, "What kind of phone do you have?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like,
because Twitter was doing the okay. Continue.
"No."
Oh.
He got my IP address. And I think at the time he was like, "What kind of phone do you have?" I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "No, what kind of phone do you have? Like, tell me right now." And he's like, "Just answer this. Is it an iPhone 8? Yes or no?" I don't remember which one it was at the time. And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." He's like, "Yup, we got her." And like, that's how I was outed as like the canary cunt or whatever.
What?
Yeah. He like got the IP address of that Twitter account, and then he found out through that. And then there,
I don't know how any of that works. That's crazy.
I know. But he was like the Dustin Henderson. I just love Stranger Things. He was like the Dustin Henderson of my high school.
Sorry,
basically.
did you see my eye roll?
Yes.
Okay.
He was basically like that. And then I remember I didn't want praise that I did it. I just like wanted like a crown and like for people to love me. But like I didn't want praise that I did it. But I do remember there were girls who did say, they were like, that was very fucking weird of you to do that. And I was like,
that was weird. It's not weird that somebody has the other side
you
of
just said that I was really stupid for doing that.
I mean, no, it's like very like corny what you did. Like it's very corny. It's very corny. But like the fact that people weren't like saying like, yeah, whoever runs that other account is also like stupid and annoying.
Well, that person eventually did get like found out.
Wow.
And I think they like issued apologies. It was like a very Mean Girls moment where they're like breaking off the tiara into like 4 different pieces and be like, I did it. Guess what? Like that person I called gay, I've had a crush on you. Guess what? The person I called a whore, you're beautiful. Like it was like one of those type of things.
Wow.
But I will never forget.
At my high school.
I will never forget. Like, you know, they say like forgive and forget.
Is that what you're
I will
talking
never
about?
forget.
Like forget what they did to you?
No.
Oh.
I don't care about they didn't say anything that bad about me.
Really?
I don't
They just said
remember.
you were like gay or something?
I don't remember. I don't remember what they said about me.
Wow.
I don't
that's
even know
really
if there
interesting.
was anything. I don't know if I was like into like the niche micro group of, you know, the theater group enough of that. I was like a newbie.
Did you have like Assassin when you were in high school?
What's that?
It's like a big game all the seniors play where you get one person and then you have to squirt them with a water gun, but not at school.
We were not allowed to have guns at school.
It was a water gun, and
We
I
weren't
said,
allowed
but
to
not at
even-
school.
Okay, so
both of the things that you just said were completely...
when I was in theater my senior year of high school, we were not allowed to have black guns, like fake guns, prop guns. We had to use neon green. Like literally, we were not allowed to paint them. Like
literally
the prop,
the water gun emoji on
Yes,
Apple devices.
yes. Like we were not allowed.
Well, this was just like a game where you just got, like, you signed up to play it, and then they distributed all the names, so it went in, like, a big circle or something, usually, and then you had to get that person out, and then when you got that person out, you took their target from them until there was one person standing.
We were Euphoria High. We didn't have, like, bullshit like that. Like, seems like you guys had fun.
So annoying. We'd have, like, bullshit like that. You're so annoying.
Like, we, like, did cool things. Like, drink.
Okay, my school also, they did that. But this was, like, a fun senior thing. It was, like, along with senior prank and stuff. Did you guys do a senior prank?
No. There was just senior skip day.
We had multiple senior skip days. And then all the teachers the day before senior skip day would be like, you're not going to want to miss tomorrow. Like, do not miss. Do not do senior skip day. And then I was one of the people who would show up for senior skip day.
Loser.
And they would be like, I hate you, first of all, for saying that. But they would be like, have nothing planned because the entire class was gone and there were only 2 people there.
I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what I did back then because I did black out that time in my life. But maybe if we're lucky for the next podcast, I will have a flashbulb memory and maybe I will remember what I did back then.
Light bulb.
But right now, cannot recall. Sorry.
Oh my god. Wow. I'm on a skincare journey. I've been using Hyram's moisturizer.
I know, it's really
it
good.
Smells so nice.
Smells like celery, right?
Yeah, like something like that. I can't pinpoint it, but it
Love it.
smells good as hell.
I know.
But I've been on my skincare journey, and like one thing about me is like I'm not gonna like put something on my face unless it nourishes. You know what I mean? Like, okay, whatever, like your product is like all natural, whatever. Is it nourishing? Does it nourish? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's all.
You know who we would nourish and like provide for and like like celebrate and like absolutely like
yeah.
shower with love and like what's another like synonym for nourish?
My mom one time she bought these bowls from like Aldi or something, and they were called Nourish bowls.
Oh, yeah, I
but
remember.
when she gave them to me, she was like, "You have to try these Nourish bowls." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm looking at the packaging, but this was like 2 days later. Like I had never said the word Nourish, but I was like looking at it, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Nourish, Mom!" Like you know, so nourish meals. Anyway, does it nourish?
I would just like love to
Nourish and provide
shower
for her.
shower with like love and abundance and
And if she were a middle American, if I
Far-
was a middle American farmer,
I would read up on every vegetable and harvest them around her. I would do that for Brittany Broski.
yeah, me
personally.
too. Oh my god, she could fit in this bathtub. I think with us.
With us, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have room for at least one or two more.
yeah, it's true.
I want Brittany Broski on our podcast.
So bad.
She doesn't want to go on the cancel podcast. Fine by us.
Come here.
Come here.
Come here. Our address is. Show up.
Hour.
Well,
You
the
have a
address
key.
of where this podcast
You,
happens.
you have a key.
And my key, does your key say home?
But
on
just
it?
know, anyone who's not Brittany Broski, you are not welcomed here because I am strapped, and there are a lot of firearms here.
Don't steal my key. It says home on it. My key says home.
I gave it to Jake. I printed out a key that says home to my apartment and gave it to him.
Does yours say home?
No,
This is not a home to you.
this is just a house.
This is just a house. Brittany, come here. Please. Brittany, come here.
I love Brittany Broski. I've loved Brittany Broski for years now. Like genuinely, like she is like one of my favorite YouTubers and creators and everything. And like she, her last episode of her podcast that I listened to today, she was wearing her like little balaclava, so I knew it was going to be a really good episode. Her like little Teddy Fresh balaclava.
Really?
And she was like, I'm 3 Red Bulls deep in. And she was talking about her man was supposed to visit her. And she was like, I feel like that guy from like the Wild Thornberries. I feel like I'm having an episode. And she's like,
I feel like she's like that all the time. Though.
I
don't know.
if I would do so many things to be able to like talk like her and like have the mind of her.
I would do so many things to her. That's what I thought you were going
The
to say.
things that I would do to her. the comments I get sometimes, which I think are the absolute funniest and my favorite, are the ones that are like, please go on Royal Court with Brittany Broski. Please make a video with Brittany Broski. Please go on Just Trish. Please go on Canceled.
Call her up.
In what fucking world does it look like that I have any connection to any of those people at all? Where does it look like those people even know who my fucking name is? Don't you think that I've slid in Brittany Broski's DMs and been like, I love you, I want to shower you with abundance, and like if you were a middle American farmer, I would root up on every vegetable and harvest them around you. Like, don't you think I said those things to her? I have. They don't know who I am.
She didn't say anything back.
She's like thinking about it.
She's
like pondering.
She was like, oh, if...
She's like,
I would, but if I did, my fans would like hate me for that,
Like,
for going on your podcast.
put me on a spit and roast me.
And roast me. And like, they're so offended by that.
No, I understand though.
it,
Listen,
but-
I understand. First of all, Brittany Broski saying to Tana Mojo, I can't come on your podcast because my fans would roast me on a spit and cancel me. I think that's very funny.
I think it's funny too.
And a lot of people are like, but I love Tana. You cannot lie that Tana does have a reputation and that a lot of her fans would be very disappointed in her going on. And people are like, well, I love Canceled. And like, Tana, what did she do? She immediately went onto her podcast and then talked about
shit.
the situation openly.
Oh, yeah. Not talk shit, but like, yeah, she like spoke on it.
Yes.
Which I feel like is inappropriate.
I also do respect Brittany Broski a lot because there's this video going around of her talking on the Zach Sang podcast about how she has finally learned that in the industry she has learned how to like set boundaries and be able to say no to people now because she really struggled with that for a long time and not just said yes to everything and everyone, and now she like can be selective.
She learned how to say no. In
Yes.
fact, she said no.
And you know what? Maybe people don't agree with the way that she said it. Maybe it does appear as rude for the way that she had said it. I think she probably said no away to Tana because people are like, you could have just said no, thank you. You know for a fact that would not read well if you just texted someone, especially like you have to like read how you talk and operate to certain people. How would that operate if she quite literally did respond to Tana Mojo and say, no, thank you. And that's it. Like, you know that would not go well and that it would be read as rude. You know what I mean? Like, the same way how you're encouraged to, like, therapy speak with, like, your friends and stuff like that. That doesn't fly. You can't, like, talk with that, like, with all people. Imagine if I actually honestly said to, like, you, and I'm like, I would appreciate if you respected my boundaries at this time. And like, I need space for myself and I need to hold that space for myself. So like, please don't come over. Like, I can.
People have said shit like that to me
Right.
before too.
And
it
it's
just
like-
comes across as disingenuous.
Right. And it's like the relationship and like the rapport that I have with you, that would not make sense for me to say that to someone like you. Maybe that would make sense to say that to someone else
don't know.
who I don't know. Or like tweak it in some way so that it sounds like me. But
It's like that one TikTok where it was like, how do you like break up with a friend or whatever?
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't have like the space like mentally to like whatever, and everybody in the comments was roasting her because it
Yeah.
was like literally like the least it was like, are you speaking to a friend or are you speaking to just like a random person?
I think I would cry if like, or well, I mean, I would fucking cry if like a friend like broke up with me like that and said like, I do not have the space to like whatever.
To, like, yeah, what did she say? It was like she doesn't have like the energy or
to
capacity
fulfill
to
this
like,
relationship
yeah.
or nurture it or something.
That was crazy.
And like I just would not handle that well. And so like I think that Brittany knows that and was like, this is probably the best way to respond to
Yeah, like, with
Tana.
humor.
She was like, I love you, but my fans would whatever she said, roast me on a spit.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to use it with humor, not be like rude or whatever, but
I
just
agree.
like realistically thinking, because you know damn well if she said, no, thank you, like everyone is suggesting that she just said, that would not fly.
I feel like she'd be in the same situation.
She would be in the exact same situation because I think either way, Tana would have probably
Tana would have been
shown
like-
those messages and been like, she was rude. She just flat out said no
Said
to
no,
me.
yeah.
And she was like, well, you could just always just say no.
Or
and it's like,
they also said you could just say you're busy. I feel like that just puts it off, though.
Yeah.
Anytime I do that,
Yeah.
it's like the person's there the next week to be like, hey.
and they encourage you all the time to like, if you're saying no to like a man, for example, like oftentimes like women are told like if you are rejecting a man's offer or advances, like you should just say no instead of giving excuses. But like it's like, you know damn well that just saying no doesn't work most of the time, and you have to give 1,000,001 reasons and be like, I have a boyfriend, I can't right now, like
Yeah.
like or whatever, or give a fake phone number because of like the safety aspect of things. And I think like as women, we're just like naturally ingrained that like I don't think we as a society are there yet where we are just saying no to things. I think some people are there, and that's great for them, but I know for a fact it's still not read in society as like respected to just say no. Because I know for a fact, me, like just being honest, I think if I asked someone that and they just said the word no or no thanks,
You'd be like, damn, they don't fuck with me
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah.
At least
I'm not-
Brittany was like, hey, you know I love you. Like, I respect you for the work you do, but
Yeah.
I don't think that it would go over well
Yes.
with my fans. Like,
Yes.
And you know what? That's just like, I think that Brittany went into the situation thinking like, Tana's a funny girl. I should be funny, like I always am,
Mm-hmm.
and like she'll like at least get like a laugh out of it or something.
I think also Tana said in the text, like, totally understand if you don't want to. And I think like Brittany felt comfortable enough to have an out to be
Yeah.
like, no, I actually don't feel comfortable coming on, and this is why, and try to do it in like a humorous way. I just think that there's no way in a lot of situations with a lot of people to say no in any way or capacity without it fucking you over in some way. So
I agree.
like no matter what, like
what are we gonna do when they ask us to come on canceled?
I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
Can we just be like, oh,
I don't have time to nurture this right now.
I don't have the space or capacity to like put energy into this.
I don't have the space or
anymore.
capacity right now to like read up on every vegetable and harvest them around you right now. Like I really just can't.
But then when Brittany comes to you and
Oh,
says,
I
"Will you-"
absolutely have all the time to read up on every vegetable and harvest them
Harvest
around
them,
her.
period.
If she was a Middle American farmer, of course.
No, if you were a Middle American.
Oh,
farmer,
if I was a Middle American farmer.
she's the vegetable.
Speaking of which, people like fucking love Doja Cat now.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Are you glad we went to her show twice now? That's crazy. I didn't know that people were turning.
Yeah, after her Coachella performance.
Really?
Yeah, they're selling her mud for $1,000 from the stage that she performed on. Everyone was like, oh my God, her performance was everything. She's a real performer. Like she...
I'm gonna be honest. We saw that. We saw it. We
Like,
saw it
like
live twice.
I'm happy if anything that she performed at Coachella, because I think like this is her way of people appreciating her and listening to her
Again, yeah.
because I think she like left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, and I think people didn't take the time to like listen to her new album or like the deluxe or
Interviews
anything,
like that either.
and I think now people are gonna be like, told you she was a performer this whole time. It's like,
Yeah.
I think
We said it was the best tour we've ever been on, and she
No,
did that on the.
100%.
I mean, she did more on the Coachella stage.
Did she?
Well, like it was just looked different. Like it
I
was-
honestly didn't watch it yet.
they didn't have as much. It was just more of like a cohesive look that they all had. Like,
right.
It was the sexiest,
longest
hair, like blonde hair on
Yeah.
everyone. They look like little like yetis.
I think it was inspired by like a movie. They said.
Yeah?
I read
That's
that it was
cool as
inspired by
hell.
some movie, but it's also funny because like
Gremlins?
I forget what it was, but it was inspired by some movie, and it's just funny because like Doja was always told like, we want to see you in a wig, we want you in hair, we want you in hair, and she's like,
And
I'll
she's
give
in
you
a whole-
fucking hair.
yes.
And I think that's very funny.
And all of her dancers were like a part of her hair.
Her dancers are like the best. Like
Oh
I
my
saw a lot of
God.
people on TikTok like
Yes.
they got a lot of praise for her having amazing dancers.
She does.
And not to be those girls, but like Jake and I have been saying like those dancers are the fucking best.
They are it.
Those are the best
I'll
dancers I've
never
seen.
forget. Fuck the girls, and they were all like
I know.
on like the chairs.
I
They're like-
know.
And then immediately, oh my god! Like I'll
I
never
know.
forget them. Truly, and
I-
a lot of them were hot.
We only saw
All of them were hot.
not saying like we only saw the concert twice, but like I have trouble remembering concerts, like because I don't want to sit there and film the whole thing, but like
Yeah.
I have trouble like remembering. But I can listen to the album back in the car, and I can visualize exactly what was happening on stage.
Yeah,
because
me
of
too. Me too. Every time I listen to Agora Hills now, I see like the laser that she's like, and she's like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
strutting out from the back of the stage, all sexy. Like,
Yeah.
she's amazing. And Kiss Me More, the visuals, and how she pointed at us and made us kiss.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Yeah, how could you forget that?
I didn't forget.
Oh,
Don't
good.
worry about it.
Good.
You're looking like Daddy's little Ginkgo biloba tonight.
I hate you. You said we went out to eat the other night with friends, and
I'm sorry, with who?
friends, and Nicole and I met someone. Well, I guess Nicole's already known this person for a while, but like we met someone
What does this have to do with Daddy's little Ginkgo biloba?
because that was the night. The Ginkgo biloba night was the same night that we went out. Because remember, you got a little Ginkgo biloba from Daddy from the supermarket, and then we got in the car and we went out to eat.
Oh, that's so right. I did have Daddy's little Ginkgo biloba before that.
And that's why it was the best night ever.
I had a little sweet little green tea with Ginkgo biloba, and Jake was like, I love that. And I was like, yeah, it's a really good supplement. And Jake's like, how do you know that? I'm like, oh, I just know.
She knows everything about ginkgo.
I know everything about Daddy's
And I was
little
like,
Ginkgo
no,
biloba.
she literally turns to me. She's like, oh my God, there's ginkgo in this. And I was like, you can't say that.
I was like, oh, I'll fucking say it. I'll say it again. Ginkgo biloba.
Ginkgo biloba. That sounds like children's like animated TV character like Yo Gabba Gabba. Like, and now for my friend Ginkgo biloba.
I want the people who like this podcast to call themselves little Ginkgo bilobas. Daddy's little Ginkgo bilobas. But that doesn't mean it's you. Like, you're not
You're
daddy.
daddy,
Am I?
if you want to be.
Daddy's little Ginkgo bilobas. All rise.
I did just title a
I
video.
expect a new flair in the subreddit. Daddy's little Ginkgo bilobas.
Rise! To war! But we met someone the other night that
We met someone. Yeah, we met a third.
we got a third. This is the only time we've ever met someone. Well, legitimately we've like known. I mean, Nicole's known her. For
I've
a
known
while.
this girl for 10 years, but Jake
I
just met her for
never-
the first
but
time.
The other night was so funny because it was like the first time Nicole turns to someone like ever. Like people have asked to be on this podcast before, and we're like, where are we gonna fucking put you? Except for you, Brittany Broski. We'll
That's
put you
also
here.
like that's also code for like I don't want you on the podcast because like not to be mean. Well, I can be mean. This is our thing. But
Can
like
I be mean for a second?
you can be mean.
I just think like what interesting thing do you have to say? Like, are you going to be
Me?
funny? No. Yeah, you. Yeah, I'm like
You want
funny.
like one of your coworkers asked if they could be on the podcast. I'm like,
And
I don't know
why?
this person.
I'm like, but I'm also like, what? First of all, do you know what the content of this podcast is even like? Like,
'Cause
do you
we
watch
don't.
We don't. But also, we say a lot of shit on here, and it's like, do you care about your digital footprint? You probably shouldn't be on this podcast.
Right.
unless you're Brittany
I'm
Broski.
past that. I'm
If you're-
past that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like digital footprint. Yeah, I'm gonna sell my digital footprints on.
See, that's why
OnlyFans.
I want Brittany Broski on here because I think she literally said today on the episode, she's like, oh my God, there's cummies in here. There's cummies all over
she
this.
said that.
Yeah.
We've been saying cummies for years.
She was talking about like a sandwich from like Wendy's, and she's like, look, there's cummies all over it. And I was like, that
And
You
she kept
are a
eating
fucking
the sandwich?
genius.
I'm sorry.
She
if
wasn't
some-
eating it. She was showing a picture.
Oh,
of
okay.
it.
Because I was like, if I were eating a sandwich and somebody was like, "Oh my god, there's cummies in there," like I think I would like be nauseous.
I have 110% gone out to eat with you and said there's cummies on this. I have 110.
not on my food.
Oh, on someone else's.
Yeah. Look, oh, she's
On my
eating-
own.
She's having the cummies special. Over
I
there.
have definitely said that
That's what we should. that's
without
what we should say
consideration
next.
if that person's going to be nauseous or not.
Next time the fucking waiter gives me the specials, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, and does that come with the cummies?"
You can't say that. I want to go out to
come-
dinner with you after this, and now we can't.
Yeah, we're gonna go to get ice cream, and I'm gonna be like, "I will have a large vanilla cone, extra cummies."
Give me a daddy's large ginkgo biloba with cummies on the side.
Cummies on the side, and hot fudge, and rainbow sweet tea. But extra cummies on the side.
Thinking about the time that I showed my vagina to the girl that I knew in high school because she was in the gynecologist's office, and she goes, "I love your Colleen Hoover videos," and my whole
And so you
ass.
showed her your vagina.
Well, no, it was already out
Just so you know,
for
like,
the gynecologist, but she was like in the room.
You're like, I will show my vagina to somebody who likes my YouTube videos. Just ask.
If you're a girl and you're super sweet and you like my videos and you happen to be in the room with me, and if you want to see it,
Fine.
then fine. I'll put my feet in the stirrups. If you're a man and you say that you like my videos and you saw me walking on the street, I will tell you that I carry.
You know I carry, right?
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye. See you later.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Ciao. I don't know. What they say.
See you later. Bye. See you. Bye. Bye. Later.